Good Wednesday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and our live coverage of the Midwest Truck Series tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Big, fast, wide open, mile and a half. Guys are out here getting in some practice laps. This is a very big drafting track for these trucks. Tricky spots around the track. You got to be careful exit of 2. You got to be careful exit of 4. That dog leg on the front stretch. Plenty of places for these guys to have issues, but we expect them all to do quite well. Right now, the fastest in the room, Steven Pearson. I'm going to call substitute driver on that. '83 truck atop the speed chart. I like to give Pearson a hard time. We've been buddies for a long time. He's a lot of fun. Hang out in his Discord channel every now and then. Shane Hart just jumped up, drafting there with Mr. Bigelow in the 27. 22 truck just jumped up to third quick in the room. These two look like they're trying to go quickest and second quickest. They pulled a draft off of Frank Ranger right there in the 17. Just needed to stay hooked up a little bit better, I think, through 3 and 4. See what kind of lap times they drop down this time. 25 and 26 for those two in the 32nd bracket. So big hi to Bill and Jane and Randy and Mindy and everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Just a couple of minutes. We're going to get through the qualifying, and then we have our opening ceremonies. Get ready for the big show tonight. They should stay in a pack. We should see a lot of drafting. We're going to see a whole lot of give and take. You have to here. You kind of have to give and take for everybody to survive. That looks like Austin Householder bringing the 75 truck around from turn 3 into the pits. And that is where you have to do it. You have to start right there at the end of the backstretch and keep that thing down below that white line in those speed boxes. Get it around onto pit road. So pit under green, that is going to be a very big deal tonight for these drivers. Let's see if I can find us some points. If this pops up, oh, it did not. It popped up on the other screen. So good of that. Brock Bigelow is atop the point standings. I'm just making sure that I'm right here. Has a scant lead over Corey Blevins, Kitzman, Pearson, Haar, Henning, Everett, Spalding, Vinny, and Harold are the top 10 in points right now. 37 drivers have run in the series. 7 winners. Seven winners in 11 races. I don't know what that's about. Good to see Mr. Randy back in chat. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Haven't seen you racing on Sundays either. And 19, the Dakota Dennis. We'll flick around. We'll take a look at different drivers here. There's Frank Ranger's truck. Michael Everett now, the quickest in the room. He and Mr. Kamba drafted themselves into the top 2 spots and broke the 30-second barrier. $29.98 and a 30 flat. Oh, Householder. Got a push from behind. That truck got way out of shape. I feel you. I'm ready for all this cold weather to just go right away. And it cannot go away fast enough so that I can get back to my... that's going to... I'm afraid of that tonight. That was the big one. So that I can get back to my flip-flops, tank tops, and being at the lake on the weekends. And, yeah, no more cold. I don't mind the snow, but good God, I can't stand the cold weather. As you get older, it's harder and harder on your body. So, just a few seconds. These guys will get their qualifying. And as soon as they're done with their qualifying, we'll have our opening ceremonies. Once we get through that, then we'll just be waiting on them to go racing. No shows tomorrow, and then Friday night we will have American Dirt Series, the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. That is a 10 p.m. Eastern start time. We'll probably go live about 10 minutes after or so. And then we will be off until Sunday evening. Our Sunday series are about to wind down. I think Mars has a couple of races left. I know Aces Up, it'll be their final race of the season. And then we come back strong on Monday night with Dirt Slingers and their Monday Night Thunder next week. So as we lose one or two, we pick one or two up. All right, qualifying is about to roll out. As soon as qualifying is over, we'll go straight to our pre-race ceremonies. Michael Everett, Frank Ranger. Austin Householders rolling out. Brandon Bowmaker in the 6 truck. Ryan Kamba. A lot of drivers getting onto the racetrack. Couple of 9 below. Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be super cold here, too, and I don't really know. Sierra Clampert. New name that I have not seen in this series, but that doesn't mean that we will not be seeing much of them because that is a unique name, especially the way it's spelled. It's not spelled with an S. It's spelled with a C. But we're watching Mr. Stephen Pearson right now. His POWMIA Toyota Tundra. Bowmaker 31.79. Solo laps are going to be considerably slower than tandem or multi-car drafting laps. Bigelow 31.70. There's Captain Spaulding. His first lap going to probably be fairly slow. Yeah, 12th quick. He was way out wide. Bowmaker finishes it up at 31.56. Householder 31.58. And then Ranger, Escobar, Steve, and Pearson. Lap number 2, 31:52. I watched him because I saw in the pre-race practice that he was pretty quick. Adam Vinny with a smoking lap, 31:48. Puts it down and goes to the top of the chart. No Shane Haar, no Dana Burdick, no Henning, and no Clampert thus far. Everybody else has their 2 laps in. So 14 of our 18 up on the board. We are just waiting to see if anybody else is going to come out. If they are not, then they'll be moving on, and we'll be showing you our pre-race ceremonies. We love pre-race ceremonies here. It's fantastic to have the national anthem to fly over, all of those things. Dana Burdick's car went onto pit road and then did not go. Nick Lamb just now, just this second, joined the server. There goes at 23. Well, that's crazy. Yeah, there goes the 23 of Sierra Clampert. Clampert. Coming around to take the green flag. Lap number 1 of qualifying for the 23. That is a very wild-looking truck. Going to do what I think pretty much everybody did. Going to stay up pretty wide on the first lap. Try to burn a little extra fuel, lighten the truck a little bit. Get the tires to temperature, and then get down in there and really go after the low line on the second lap. 175 miles an hour at the stripe. Half second off, so about a 32-second lap for Clampert on lap number 1. Out of 4 on the second lap. Cuts it all the way to the grass across the line. Oh, I don't know if that lap counted. Doesn't look like it counted. But nonetheless, they are going to have a few minutes of warm-up, and we are going to do our pre-race ceremonies.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, and we're back just in time for our starting lineups. Rolling off the grid right now. On to the front row, the 11 of Adam Vinny and the 83 of Stephen Pearson. Row 2 is Bigelow and Blevins, the 24 and 27. Bowmaker in the 6, Householder in the 75, making up a row 3. Your fourth row is the 25 of Spalding inside, 204 of Kamba on the outside. The fifth row, 17 of Frank Ranger, 72 of Hugh Escobar. Our sixth row, the 79, Russell Harold inside. Michael Everett in the 8 car sits on the outside of that row. Then Corey Moore, the 45, next to Dakota Dennis in the 19, row 7. The 8th row, Sierra Clampett, the 23. Shane Haar, the 22. And our late arriver, Nick Lamb, inside of row number 8 in the 67, or row number 9, excuse me. Next to Steve Henning in the 12. And your 10th and final row is going to be the 13 of Dana Burdick. 19 drivers, 60 laps. Lights already off on the pace car. Imagine he'll duck off real close to turn 4 here. We're going to get ready to go green. 60 times around the Atlanta Speedway Midwest Truck Series. Round number 11.
Green flag, green flag.
Under the green flag. Rush hour traffic as they come up to speed, still side by side. Pretty much all the way back through the field. Now Adam Vinny pushed out to the point by Brock Bigelow. So they go through 3 and 4 for the first time. Top 2 nose to tail. They're side by side everywhere behind that. Wrecking behind.
Caution is out.
45 car of Corey Moore. Yeah, and he was already sideways here. Let's get back. Oh, looks like Clampert got there late. Moore tried to shut the door. He ended up across the nose of Henning. No damage to Henning's truck, but just a little bit on the back of Corey Moore's. So we got the first lap in. It was not the big one. It was just a couple of cars. But we'll catch our first yellow right there at the beginning. So we'll get to try this again on the restart. Restarts are always exciting when you're at drafting tracks. You do not get a whole lot of breakaways. And if you do, whoever breaks away is going to pay the ultimate price, because when they get swallowed by the group, they're going to go right on by. Uh-oh, we had a blinky. We don't need blinkies. We definitely don't need blinkies. Yeah, I got to get that off to him. All right, Moore coming off a pit road, rolling up the backstretch. Truck looks like it's okay. Doesn't look like there's any real damage anywhere. Probably a little scraping on the sheet metal. Left side might be a tiny bit flatter than normal. So we'll get back up here. We'll get close to the front. See if the lights go off on our pace vehicle. And it looks like they are going to. We're going to double them up. And we're going to get ready to get after it one more time. Still Vinny and Bigelow. Then it's Pearson and Bowmaker in row 2. Blevins and Spalding row 3. Ranger and Kamba. Ranger and Escobar. Kamba and Everett. That's all the way back 11 places right there. Householder is slipping himself in here. It says he's 7th, but he's really starting 8th. Ranger is just kind of dropping behind here, getting ready to tighten up before we go green. Trying to probably get a little extra air and cool that 17 down. That is one thing they have to worry about in these drafting tracks. You run so close to the truck in front of you, you don't get a lot of air through the grill. It'll overheat the oil cooler and or the radiator, and blown engines are a very strong possibility here. So we'll get that pace car out of the way. Restart at the beginning of lap number 5. Just waiting to hit that start zone right about here.
Green, green, green.
And there's your green flag. We're back underway. Adam Vinny. Good launch, and it looks like Bigelow got a pretty decent launch. He's going to get down into second, right in front of Pearson. Bowmaker stuck on the outside, but the hole at the 4th position is opened up. And he'll park the 6 truck right in front of Kevin Spalding. Top 5 were almost single file. Pearson ducked to the outside, had a big run out of tune down the backstretch. Bowmaker is going to stay on that outside line now. Moves back up, and he's going to push. We're going to see some drafting. 180 miles an hour at the line, side by side, 9-10 rows deep. Vinny still out front, but not for long. There's the push, and that'll move the 83 truck about a half a truck length ahead into 3 and 4. I think Vinny will get every inch of that back right here as Bigelow will get to the bumper. Vinny leads another lap. Take a look back just a little bit here in the middle of this pack. I saw some trucks wiggling around. The 75 and the 204, both were moving side to side just a little bit. No contact. But that is usually the kind of area where something wild can happen. The guys behind react to it. The guy behind him can't see what's going on. You'll get a truck turned around real quick. They're still fighting for the lead out of 4. Vinny once again across the stripe first. $180 an hour door-to-door traffic. Top line looks a little disconnected. A lot of space between trucks, and the inside line doesn't have that problem. They are pretty tight together. Almost bumper to bumper. That outside line, just a little bit more organization, and I think they can get up there and stay with them. Right now, you got Adam Vinny out in front. He was all by himself out there. Coming around to start a lap number 10. Brock Bigelow now has cleared the 83 on the outside row, and that puts Blevins in a position to clear the 83 and maybe move to the high side, get out of some of that traffic, or maybe get in the front of that group. Well, Bigelow way up the hill. Boy, that truck got super tight with him right there. And he really climbed up the hill. Bigelow loose behind Pearson, and I don't think it's going to be enough to push him to the lead. And Adam Vinny on that inside line from the pole has led every single lap thus far. And now the top line's starting to get a little bit more organized, but the bottom line starts to ease together, the top 3. Spalding just not getting to the bumper of the 6, and that may be by design. He is just staying right close enough. He can help keep him up there, but he keeps his truck cool when he's ready to make his push. And he can get up push the other two clear and maybe do himself a favor by clearing out the top line and then trying to race for the lead. Vinny, clear by a truck length, side by side, several rows deep behind that. Want to see back here at the back, Dana Burdick and Russell Harold have dropped off of side by side, and they are just running single lines, but they are staying in touch with the pack. Oh, there goes a couple off. That was Dakota Dennis and Steve Henning. And Henning. Dennis going to lose the nose of his truck completely. He's on the apron.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And I'm not sure if that truck is dead in the water. Engine must have died on that one, because he had to do the quick tow to the pit. So let's go back. They're right in the middle of the pack right here. Dennis came up. Henning was coming down. Just a couple of trucks fighting for the same piece of real estate. And that'll shorten your... that'll take you from a full-size truck to a subcompact truck real quick when you hit the wall that hard on the nose. So... So we'll slow things down. We got about 10 laps in there. Still Vinny and Bigelow, 1-2. Pearson still third. Blevins is now fourth. Bowmaker back to fifth. Ranger, Kamba, Spalding, Everett, Haar, the top 10. Moore, Clampert, Escobar, Henning, Burdick, Harold. 16 cars on track. Right now, Householder, Lamb, and Dennis on pit road. And I don't know. Maybe Nick Lamb was just going to get tires, because he's rolling away quickly. Householder rolling away as well. We'll try to get a look and see. I don't see damage down the right side. He took an excursion through the grass with that truck. But it looks like the truck is completely intact. The truck that is not intact, well, that is going to be the 19 of Dakota Dennis, and that truck is shorter and narrower by a substantial amount. So 18 of our 19 trucks are still in action. We are a quarter of the way through. Nobody's off the lead lap yet, I don't believe. Well, maybe Dakota Dennis, but I think that truck might be done. I think the engine expired on that truck because he couldn't even drive it away from the incident. So we will probably get our one to go right here. And it does look like the flashing lights went off on our pace vehicles. So double everybody up and get ready to go back to white knuckle green flag racing. All right. Adam Vinny once again, the control car. He'll bring us into the start zone. Down here, just outside of turn 4. He will be ready to go again. He'll have a new partner. Pearson went from leading the outside line to being the second truck inside. So we'll see what his pushing looks like, because his pulling was pretty good. He was able to stay right there. Got alongside and got close enough to nearly lead laps. Just got beat back to the line by a few feet a couple of times. Pace car out of the way. Easing into that restart zone.
Green, green, green.
And once again, the green flag in the air. This time, Great start for Adam Vinny. He's going to clear everybody by 3, 4, 5 car lengths. But Pearson got a very good start on that inside line. I think he's going to move Bigelow back. Here comes Blevins as well, so Bigelow may go quickly from second to fourth. Blevins with a great run off the bottom of 2, had enough momentum. He'll be the truck that pulls out and pulls alongside your 2 leaders. We'll see who comes up to try to help push the 24 car. Little side draft there for Blevins, and he's going to stay there. Here comes Bowmaker in the 6, and he had to roll out just a little in the middle of the corner. And he'll drop back about 4 or 5 truck lengths. Adam Vinny, I don't know if Adam was trying to cover both lines, but I think what he did was open the door. Now he's got a challenge at the front because Blevins was able to side draft him. Pulls right alongside. Pearson thought about going to the inside, then backed off getting into the corner. That time by Blevins was your new leader. So inside line. No drafting, and they tried to fight for position. And now Bowmaker's going to push Blevins. He got right on the bumper. And Ranger now has closed up. Outside line way more organized than it has been all evening long. Blevins by a truck, and now Vinny with a roll on the bottom, pulls alongside. They almost touched down the backstretch. Pearson moving left and right on the rear bumper of the 11 truck. Could not get locked on. That time Blevins out in front by about a quarter of a truck. They are still 2 wide, 8 deep. Atlanta never used to race like this until we got the repave. It was never about the drafting. It was never side by side like this. Now, super speedway racing, and it's a whole lot more interesting than a Daytona or a Talladega because it's bumpy. It gets real slick on your turn exits, and you got to deal with that dog leg on the front stretch. So Pearson ducked the truck low, but he wasn't able to pull alongside of Adam Vinny. Now he might be 3 wide. No, he slides back in line. Bump drafting down the backstretch. Bowmaker pushed hard on the bumper of the 24, but Pearson, right before corner entry, got up to Adam Vinny's bumper and gave him just a little nudge getting into the corner. You saw the difference. That time, Blevins again. Man, I'll tell you what, it couldn't get much tighter. And if this is the way they go for the next 35 laps, we are all in for a pretty nice little treat tonight. Top 4 have opened up a teeny tiny little gap. Now it's starting to close up as they get to the end of the backstretch, and that big wall of wind starts to hold them front 4 trucks up because 5th and 6th were about 4 or 5 truck lengths back. And right at the entry to the corner, they raced right back up behind. Blevins again out front, so the outside line does have enough momentum. And you can see when they get close together how much quicker they are than the guys that aren't touching bumpers right there. And Bowmaker, I think, is just trying to clear Blevins so that he can either let him drop down or pull to the inside himself. He's going to have to get air in the nose of that truck at some point. I think that's why Pearson keeps moving in and out. He keeps getting air on both sides. This time, Adam Vinny clear by a truck as Bowmaker had a problem through the center 2. Truck got tighter. He just moved it up the hill to catch some air. but he gets right back in behind him, getting into 3, and pushes Blevins up alongside. Oh, Frank Ranger's out of the line. He's going to go to the 3rd line. Truck got loose with him. He had to go catch it. Now he is stuck on the outside, and they are just going to freight train her right on by. Adam Vinny was back to the point last time across the stripe. Outside line starting to become disorganized. It's down to just a couple of trucks tight together. The inside line a little bit more organized. We are creeping in on halfway. Couple of laps. Vinny clear by about a truck and a half on that outside line, and Pearson trying to push him completely out there, but Blevins keeps side drafting, and he is able to hold position right alongside Stephen Pearson in the 83 truck. Now he's got the 6 right back to his bumper. They will probably start to ease forward, and there it is. As Blevins was able to pull fully alongside the 11 truck. .45 of Moore. Corey Moore. In behind Bowmaker in the 6. That line finally has some organization to it, and they're 5 deep on the outside. Oh, big wiggle out of several trucks right there getting into turn 1. Adam Vinny's going to clear everybody by 2 or 3 truck lengths. And now Blevins has nobody with him. But Bigelow is not able to close up on Pearson and help push that line clear of the 24. So we've crossed halfway. Pearson right to the bumper right there. Almost has the 83 truck clear of the 24. Loses his draft a little bit. And Blevins is able to creep right back alongside. And he just can't get, I know he wants to get to that clear spot and get to that outside line. He just can't quite get it there. Got down on the apron on the entry, slid the truck wide. That's going to let the 2 leaders go side by side right here. Who's it going to be at the line? Blevins once again. Outside line, top 2 getting organized there, 1st and 3rd. That time Blevins got clear of Adam Vinny. Immediately pulls the 24 truck down to the bottom. Vinny off the dogleg move to the top side. Now we'll see. Can he use the momentum and go back by? Will Bowmaker get up behind and give the 11 the pushes that he was given to the 24? And it looks like he's going to. So he pushes Adam Vinny right back to the point. He may clear the 24 of Blevins himself up here on the high line as Blevins has nobody tucked in behind. Bowmaker with a move to the inside now on Adam Vinny, who had the point. That's going to put Corey Moore behind Adam Vinny. And Corey Blevins behind Brandon Bowmaker. 3-4 trucks on the look. Who is 3rd in line on the outside? Shane Haar. And Shane Haar started 16th in this thing, and he has worked his way into the top 6. Adam Vinny clear of Bowmaker for just a brief moment right there. And now the inside line going to get a run. The top two pretty tight together. They'll scoot right on by as that top line breaks apart. Inside, 25 to go. Trucks coming off pit road. We have had pit road takers. Burdick. Dakota Dennis finally has that truck back together, and he is out here. He is 8 laps down. Burdick, 2 laps down. Russell Harold, our only retiree. Bowmaker still out front, but Vinny is trying to go after him. He's got 3 trucks on the top side. Only 2 right at the front in the inside row, but they are just so close together, and the top keeps getting broken apart. This time Bowmaker goes down on the apron. The top line got organized at the right time. Vinny to the front. Moore to second. Now they're 3 wide in turn 2 as Blevins moved to the high side of Bowmaker. What's Adam Vinny going to do? He got to protect. And he moves to the bottom right at the entry to turn 3 in front of Blevins. And that's going to open things up on the high side for Corey Moore and Shane Haar. If they can get organized. They got Ryan Kamba in the 204 truck. Quite a ways back, but look at this. Sierra Clampert now up here in the top 7 or 8 trucks. Here comes Michael Everett as well in the 8. Just not quite to the bumper of Bigelow in the 27. He gets there, that inside line will become 6-7 trucks strong, and they'll probably be able to move that inside line forward just a little bit because the top line is a couple of pairs of trucks right now. But Corey Moore did lead that last lap from the outside. Here come pit stops. Adam Vinny going to be the first of our trucks to head for pit road from the lead pack, and he's got Bowmaker right in behind. Kevin Spaulding was already on pit road. He should be rolling out. That truck coming down off the jacks. Left side going up. And away he rolls. Here comes a Vinny and company. Bowmaker, Bigelow, Everett, Escobar. Spaulding rolled off of pit road. Frank Ranger is still there. We're going around. We'll catch the leaders. Nobody out of the lead pack is coming in. Blevins, Pearson, Haar, Clampert, and Kamba. And then just behind them, Henning and Householder. So those top 7 haven't pitted just yet. Here comes that first group. Adam Vinny the first in. He's the first out. Bowmaker around the bottom going to go by Frank Ranger on the apron on the exit. Bigelow a little ways behind. Escobar quite a ways behind. Here comes Kevin Spaulding. He may be the truck that gets to the front of this group and pulls these guys back up to our leaders. Vinny and company up to speed. They are separated by quite a bit. But we're going to watch our leaders down the backstretch, and none of them. There goes Steven Pearson. Late entry for Pearson. He waited till the last possible second, ducked that 83 truck off onto the end of the backstretch and got it into the pit zone. Ryan Kamba behind him, quite a few truck lengths. So we'll watch Blevins and company. And I think Blevins might be thinking about going. Nope, he moves away from that red line. Blevins, Clampert, and Haar. Steve Henning back here just a little bit, still hasn't made a pit stop, but Austin Householder has made a pit stop. He's running in 4th right now. He pitted after the lap 2 incident, so he still needs to probably pit here to make it the rest of the way, but he's up here with this group. Let's go see, because Vinny and company have now grouped back up. Vinny, Bowmaker, Bigelow, Kamba, Pearson just now rolling off. Kamba and Pearson just now rolling off pit road. So the 3, they've got Frank Ranger in there, and Ranger is 3 laps down. But these leaders, I think these leaders were maybe hoping for a caution. Here comes Blevins. He ducks out from in front of Clampert. I don't know if he made the commitment cone just now. Looked to me like the right side of that truck was outside of that yellow line. We'll see if he gets a in-pit hold. There goes Vinny and company going by, and they're going to get their lap back. We'll see if Clampert is headed for pit road. Here comes Shane Haar. Maybe there's not a commitment cone there. Maybe it's all the way down here at the entrance to pit road, but that would be awfully strange. Steven Henning. Let's watch. Blevins is headed out, so no penalty apparently for Corey Blevins. But there goes Adam Vinny and company, and we are down to about 11 and a half laps to go. Vinny, Bowmaker, Bigelow. They've got Frank Ranger tucked in between. But these top 3, when they come around, because Austin Householder is going to have to pit. I don't think he can make it. He is coming up on the back of Michael Everett here. But with 10 to go, I think he's the only truck that actually hasn't pitted on this green flag cycle. And I still feel like he's going to have to pit. I don't think he can make it. He's got the field a lap down. So maybe he can get close enough to Everett, and then he can just pedal the truck enough. But Adam Vinny, and that is a couple of lap trucks right there. That is Dana Burdick and Dakota Dennis that they are going around right now. Green flag pit stops have broken this field apart quite a bit. Brock Bigelow in 3rd right there. Frank Ranger had a moment, had an issue, probably scared Bigelow nearly to death, and he had to move down next to Dakota Dennis. And now he's going to try to get in line. The top 3, or 2nd, 3rd, and 4th anyway, will be nose to tail. Shane Haar by himself back here in the 5th spot. He has a big gap, about 4 seconds to Bigelow and company. Pearson quite a ways behind that, but he's got company. Corey Moore, Corey Blevins, Ryan Kamba, Sierra Clampert, and Kevin Spalding are all in that bunch. Householder still out here. We're coming around. It's going to be 7 to go this next time. If he can hang on and keep this the way it is, that pit on the first caution and stretching this all the way to the end, well, that's kind of brilliant. $31.74 for your leader and $30.64, so a full second faster. And I think they can unlap themselves, but I don't think that they are going to get all the way around unless he just backs off and slows down by about 4 seconds per lap. I don't think they can get there. 6 to go. The only truck on the lead lap right now. Right there, the 75 of Householder. Vinny and company. Now, that's a very long line because Burdick, Dakota Dennis, Frank Ranger are all. There's about 6 trucks in that line. We're going to come into the wave lap. 5 to go. And now I got to start to wonder because with 5 to go, you are really committed to staying out here and trying to win this thing. You got the whole field a lap down. You can let them go and tag the back of their line and just sit there and ride behind and let them pull you around. He's going to move up behind Everett. Yeah, I don't know why he had to move that high, but he moved way out there. And now if he's smart, he'll just move down here and he'll find a way to get behind the 17 and let that group pull him around for 4 more laps. So you got 4 trucks on the lead lap. Your leader is right there behind all the rest of those. And Vinny, Bowmaker, and Bigelow, who are at the front of this group, 11, the 6, and the 27, just shy of a full lap down. Householder with 3 to go, and he's fallen back off of this group. He must be in serious fuel conservation mode right now. Maybe only running about half throttle to save fuel. Because he is a full second slower than the group in front of him. But he'll get the 2 to go signal. Does he have 2 more laps of fuel in the 75 truck? I spoke to him last evening, and he said he's ready to get back to racing the way he knows he's supposed to and being able to go up and contend for wins. And he is going to come around right here, and he's going to get the white flag. And you can see that he is really, really slowed that truck down. Can he bring it around and pick up the checkered flag? Austin Householder, the 75 truck. Still under power, still making sound, still singing. It's coming out of turn 4. He stays out when everybody else goes in. The 75 of Austin Householder wins at Atlanta. Now, who's coming home second and who is coming home in third? Vinny started on the pole. He led quite a few laps. Got in and off pit road and was able to keep his spot up front. But Austin Householder out fuel mileages them all. And at the line, Vinny is second. Bigelow comes home third. Bowmaker in fourth. Those are the only trucks on the lead lap. Blevins was fifth. Moore sixth. Har, Kamba, Pearson, Clampert, Spalding, Henning, Escobar, Burdick, Ranger, Everett, Dennis, Lamb, and Harold. The official finishing order. Get our drivers all down here. I cannot wait to talk to the driver of the 75 truck. I have got some stuff to ask that dude. But let's get things started with the driver of the 27, Brock Bigelow. Are you there, sir?
I am. How are you?
I am good. Man, I'll tell you what, you guys got on and off pit road about as good as you possibly could. That group, you, Vinny, and Bowmaker. But you guys got outfoxed on fuel mileage. Did you have any idea that he was going to be able to stay out there?
No. The only time I was made aware of it was when he told us in the chat that he was 1 lap to the good and he pitted like super early. Did not think it was gonna be a factor, but hey, you know, well played. I mean, that's awesome.
I mean, you come to Atlanta, and I'm used to Atlanta not being a big drafting track. You guys are out there. You're having to, jockey for positions and push the guy in front of you and make sure you don't overheat your truck. And all of a sudden it becomes a fuel mileage race and not a drafting race. The monkey wrench that must throw in your mind when someone tells you, hey, I'm a lap ahead of you guys, and I'm going to be good on fuel.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it was mostly just focused on staying clean, staying in the lead group, and let the cards fall where they may. I mean, this is a lot of fun because it races a lot like they used to run, the old plate tracks, like back in the early 2000s, where you could get spread out and a group of good handling cars can kind of break away. That's what this race kind of turned into, which was, it was a great race. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, just happy. I'm happy for third place finish. This is a lot of fun.
Well, an awesome run, man. Give me some shout-outs and thank you before we let you head out.
I'd just like to shout out Extreme Wrap Studios for the really good-looking wrap, the kind of a throwback to my early karting days, and yeah, I'm happy for a good result. Thank you for covering this race as always.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats again, and I'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brock Bigelow. Now we'll move on. The guy started on the pole. He led a ton of laps. Pretty close to perfect on his pit stop. He comes out. I got to think that Adam Vinny's thinking, man, you know what? We got in and out. We got a serious shot at getting this one because we got a 3-truck breakaway, and they're going to have to push me, and I'm going to be able to race with them. Adam Vinny, you get out there. It's all perfect. Everything looks great. And then you get the news that the 75 truck is going to make it on fuel, and he's got you a lap down. What are you thinking?
I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, well, I'm moving through the field. I'm ahead of the guys I wanted to be. We're good. And I'm like, well, I'm still in second. Well, what the heck?
Well, I'm still in second, and I'm a full lap down. I would be thinking, what in the mother-loving... And then somebody said he announced it, that he was a lap to the good. Mind blown at that point?
Yeah, he just told me it was a lap to the good, and I probably could have slapped him through the mic for saying that because I would have pit with him if that was the case. But no, hats off to him for taking the gamble and taking that win. Like, congrats. That was a huge gamble.
Well, you are great in qualifying. You got out there, and, on the drafting tracks, you're going to get where guys get to side by side. You had the inside line for a long time. Then you went up top, and you were able to get back to the point. You pulled in to pit road the first of the lead pack trucks. I'm sure that was by design to try to get in before everybody else. You had to be feeling really good at that point, even before you got back out of the pits.
Absolutely. I really was. The high side was really good, surprisingly, because, I mean, the first part of the race for laps and laps, I stayed on the inside, and I was battling real strong. And then I got shuffled to the outside, and I'm like, oh, hopefully somebody stays with me. And, yeah, who was that? That was Brandon who stayed with me, so hats off to him for pushing me the majority of the race. And it was real good up on top. And yeah, I just ran out of time, but it was a great run. And like I said, hats off to Brandon for pushing me the whole way, trying to get up to Austin.
Well, an awesome run, man. A second place finish, and I don't think you've finished off the podium since you started running in this series, have you?
I'll definitely take a second after last week. That kind of. Man, that was haunting me all week, but stuff happens. It was close racing last week. No hard feelings with Shane. It was just one of those racing deals. But yeah, I mean, I could have potentially won 3 in a row. So it was. I love racing up front. These guys race me super clean. It feels good to be race clean. So it's awesome. Great group of guys.
Well, an awesome run, man. Some shout-outs, some thank yous, and I will let you go and celebrate another great night of racing.
Yeah, appreciate it, Roger. Appreciate you. Appreciate the Dirt Racing Network. If y'all first tuning in, be sure to subscribe, share, like, comment, all that good stuff. This is Dirt Racing Network's #1 in the biz. Again, thank you to Brandon for pushing me, trying to get me to the lead. Thank you to my mom, my dad. I got a different color wheel on here for my dad.
I saw that.
Beard Wisconsin, Small Batch Beard Oils and Bombs, Next Level Litigation Support. It's Wisconsin, fridge big time. But yeah, with the wheels, my dad was diagnosed with stomach cancer about a month or two ago. So we're making it through. We're powering through it. He's doing great, and yeah, just can't wait to squash it. And man, yeah, God is good.
He won the over-under last night at ERA, right?
Yeah, I talked to him after the race. He had to settle me down a little bit. He told me that, and things got a little better. So,
well, we're still figuring out what the prize is going to be for that. But sorry to hear about the diagnosis, and we'll definitely keep thinking about him. He comes in every night and watches, so we get to talk to him, and that's a lot of fun. Congrats on the run tonight, man, and I'll look forward to seeing you back on Sunday evening.
Sounds good. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it, everybody.
That's Adam Vinny finishing in second, and now let's move on to our winner. And, after talking to the guy last night, he said he wanted to get back to his previous form of racing. And I gotta suspect that this is not what he expected. But I promise you, he is not going to say, nope, I don't want the win. He earned it. Crazy strategy, but Austin Householder, man, you had to have freaked out the entire room telling them you were good on fuel.
Oh, I definitely did. It was a big big gamble, but I'm a gambling man, and everyone said they were going to stay out, and I was going nowhere but backwards. So I said, I'm going to do something different and go in and see if I can save enough to make it to the end and hope it goes like it did at Dega.
Well, looks like around lap 14 is when you threw that pit stop. That had to have been that second caution right there. I missed you going into the pits that time. I saw you on the first one after you guys kind of all bumped and grinded a little bit, but I didn't see you go in and do that. That's a heck of a gamble because 45 laps is about it.
Yeah, it's I came out of the pits, and I think it said I had like 45 and a half laps left, and I just kind of hung in the back and wasn't really going full throttle, just using the draft to keep up with the pack, and it ended up working out. And I hate to win on fuel mileage, but the way this season's been going for me, I'll take it.
Yeah, and it looked like the end, the last 6-7 laps, maybe you were really being conscious of how much throttle you were putting in the truck because your lap times were about a second off of everybody else. That's how that group that and the draft is kind of how they ran you down and got by you. You knew you were good, though, at that point, right?
Yeah, so I knew I was good, but the tires were definitely getting a little bit slick, and the last thing I wanted to do was just make a small mistake and end up in the wall or bring out a caution. So when that pack caught me, I said, y'all just go on by. I will hang out in the back.
Well, an awesome run, man. We love the flyovers, and we love to see when a contributing partner gets their brand in victory lane. So give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we're going to let you go and celebrate an awesome run tonight, my man.
All right, yeah. I got to shout out Ghost Flyovers. I've been doing this for almost a year now, using Microsoft Flight Simulator and some clips from iRacing to make the flyovers. Big shout out to your buddy with that national anthem that you gave me for our series. That's definitely the best national anthem I got. I'd like to thank my girlfriend for letting me do this on Wednesday nights while she sits in bed or on the couch alone. And big thank you to Michael for putting this on every week. And thanks to you for broadcasting this every week, man.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Well earned. You took a gamble and it paid off, and we always love the gamblers. So congratulations to you. Go celebrate hard, my man, and we will see you next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. I appreciate it, sir.
Austin Householder picking up the win tonight. He did it on fuel mileage, and that is just gutsy to know that you are cutting it that close. I mean, he came out, he had 45 laps to go, and it said he had 45 and a half laps. And I don't know what time he announced that he was one to the good, but he did. He made it around, and he made it all the way back around for his burnout. So congrats to him. Great race tonight. That was a lot of fun. I like the drafting tracks for the most part. And this one is a completely different animal than all the rest. So that was a lot of fun to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. And without everybody, I wouldn't want to. The chat is awesome. So thank you guys for that. Thank you very much to all the leagues who give us great racing to watch, like we saw again here tonight. Everybody high fives, pats on the back. Friday night, 10 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're around and watch American Dirt Series. Until then, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side down.